everybody, welcome to Vegans Talking Shit. I'm Joey.
I'm Jon.
I'm Vanessa.
And today we're going to be having a conversation with someone Jon and Vanessa met on a vegan cruise. His name is Rafi Neuburger. And without further ado, let's bring him in.
Well,
There he is.
hello.
Hello, sir.
Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
And where are you calling us from, or StreamYarding us from?
I'm located in Switzerland,
There you okay.
right
So
across the pond.
Jon and Vanessa met you on one of their nifty vegan cruises. So Jon and Vanessa, why don't you talk about how you met Rafi?
I don't know exactly if you can tell exactly like how we meet him. We met him.
Uh-oh. Is it not for children?
Let me
Were there
start.
pineapples on the ship?
The first time I noticed Rafi, we're in the dining room, and Rafi was sitting at another table eating, and we noticed. Yeah, he's just cool looking guy with his nice looking partner, and I noticed him eating, and we're like, man, that guy's cool. We want to be friends with him, and I was on the cruise, and a couple days later we formally met, and I think we sat down next to each other probably at a dinner or lunch, and we kind of became fast friends, and that was on the vegan cruise on the Rhine River.
Right. Yep.
It was our first vegan cruise. We've gone on 2 since, and I know you've been on a lot of them.
Been on a couple. Yep. That's my thing.
So no, it's. I mean, this is the first time we've maybe talked. I know we've shared a lot of texts and so forth and messages, but it's awesome to see you, man. Cool. I love the hat too.
Yeah, I thought some seasons vibes here, and I come bearing gifts. So in Switzerland we celebrate a little earlier for Santa Claus, so the beginning of December, and so we start to get the vibe, and not so much during Christmas. So right now I'm already in the festive season, and I come bearing gifts, bring some ideas for the podcast, maybe some critique,
Nice.
Whatever goes onto the tree. So I'm plucking happy to be here. Thank you. And it was fun. Yeah, it's a shame we haven't met in between because I haven't traveled over to see you guys in good old Florida for various reasons. But I've been on a cruise or two since, and so have you. And I followed you guys online, and it's been cool to see what's going on. And so I'm happy to be here and to catch up with you guys in this weird ass format, vegans talking shit. And I love talking shit. Well, let's do it. Ask me whatever you want.
You know what I just what I was just reminded of hearing you speak was that you're not American. And
True.
Joey is probably noticing this now. Your English is so good, maybe the best out of any foreigner I've ever met, and you never lived here ever. And it's not like a British English. No, it's not Canadian. Like, it really sounds like American English. And your whole life you grew up in Europe.
I was looking for an accent. I mean, I was trying to thought like I know you're from Switzerland. I'm like, I'm not hearing an accent, but I just like one moment where you said a word. I don't remember the word, but there was like, okay, there it is.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a little out of practice, as I said, because I haven't been in the States in a while or across. So I'll just try to keep my US incognito mode going on there. But I learned I learned English before I learned German, more or less. So it's more or less my mother tongue, and I've kept it since. And I didn't want to speak the English because it was too fancy, and they talk funny. So I like to stick to the Americans. The swear words sound nicer in American. So.
Oh, especially if you do it with like a New York accent.
Like some people have actually said I sound like a Floridian. I don't know if that's true. Florida. It's just like they have a different
I think you sound pretty Midwest. It's kind of like no accent, maybe from Chicago. Like
the Chicago people, no accent. No
Chicago,
accent.
Have you heard Dennis Franz? I mean, Chicago has an accent.
Okay.
So I guess
been to the States since I've been. Oh, sorry about that. I just wanted to say that I hadn't been to the States since I've turned vegan, and so I haven't really experienced vegan United States, and that's something that's still on my bucket list. So it's always great to see what you guys are up to and how the vegan scene or whatever is hanging, what's going on in the States.
How long have you been vegan? Because I know you are a long time vegan, no?
Yeah, it's like 25 years and counting. So I don't like more than.
That's really impressive.
Not quite
I
half
can't
my life.
imagine how tough it was back then.
Yeah, it was a whole different vibe. It was, in a way, it was more fun back then because it was like really like, what? You're who? What is this all about? And you had to go search for your protein all over the place and kill all these plants and massacre these tofus and just to survive. It was really tough. Yeah.
Fuck the plants.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's what we're supposed to do. No, and I've never had a. I mean, like we all do, I guess. We regret not having done it earlier. So
Yeah.
So what made you become vegan, Rafi?
I just ran out of excuses. You know, it was just like, what not? What still compels you to eat animals and animal products and treat them the way we do? And it was just like, okay, I'm lost for words. And I remember the day I went, or I decided to go vegan. See, I think you guys just had Thanksgiving or whatever, and you talked about how to manage that. And I think just like a family setting or a setting like Christmas too is a great way to like step up and say, hey, listen, everybody, I'm vegan from now on, so deal with it. And then everybody knows about it, and you've sort of publicly committed to it. So people are thinking about it, like do it now, and then you start the new year, like Veganuary and everything. You start going vegan, and everyone's like, "Ooh, you're like a social experiment," and it's fun because you'll never turn back, as we all know, once you've done that step. And the social, like prohibition or the inhibitions that we face when we want to go vegan are just like so strong to keep us from doing it and just to like take a public stance is something that really worked for me. And I was like, everybody knows now, and this is the way I am now from now on. So take it or leave it.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
So Rafi, I see all the time you have like this get together with your family, probably Monica's family. They are all vegan, or do they just accept the food and eat with you guys, or bring a mixed food together? Because I know that you and Monica is very, very vegan. So
yeah, Monica even. It depends, sort of. I still have like one or two non-vegan friends.
One or two.
But you know, it's after all these years, you sort of you get inside you just want to spend time with people that are, you know, non-toxic and are good to you. You can't choose your family; they do. For me, I've always said, you know, families, like, you can't choose them, so let them do their thing, and you just live your life the way you do, and just be a good like role model or whatever, and drop an argument here or there, but don't force it, because you can't switch families like you can switch friends, but you can choose your friends. And my circle is way understanding, and just there's a scene here in Europe and Switzerland that's pretty strong, and we there's always something going on, and there's just it's a great community to be part of, because you're like-minded on a lot of important things when it comes to how we treat others, and of course what we eat. And so I that's sort of my differentiation. But my family isn't vegan at all. It's not like excuse me, maybe you can edit that out. I have a little
we can try.
have to have
we can drink some water.
That's water.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, that's my take on family and friends. Yeah.
I was told that was it the World Wildlife Fund? You were on, which organization were you with?
So actually, I founded the Swiss Vegan Society 15 years ago, and sadly this year we've had to close it down because we couldn't get the funds together anymore. So that was my main project for the past decade and a half, growing that. We had two or 3,000, no, 2,000 plus members at one point, and we had it was a sort of my life project, and we came to a point where it was just like veganism has just come to a sort of crucial phase, and I guess not the same with companies, it's the same with restaurants. Like you make it or break it, and there's going to be a consolidation of, you guys have talked about this, of different companies and just organizations as well, because there's not that much money to go around, and just people. So that's been my lifeblood for the past 15 plus 16 17 years. And this year we've just reached a point where we said, hey, Switzerland is also a small country, so we can't really we did a lot of cool stuff. We did like festivals, we did meetups, we did veganuary, we had these huge projects around veganism, and now they're being taken over by other organizations, and there's just this consolidation that's happened. But I've never ever lost my sort of faith and belief in that veganism should be a sort of the baseline for everything we do. If we're going to talk about doing good or being a better person or living according to our beliefs, then you're not going to sit down at a table and eat tortured baby animals, right? So that's where we start, just with on your own plate, and then we take it from there to work towards a future that's sort of something better than it is now, I guess. Sorry, I'm getting a little philosophical here, but
philosophy is good. Philosophy is
Is it good? Yeah, you like it too.
But you work with this for 15 years, correct? How long?
Yeah, that was my
Wow.
I co-founded the organization, and we ran it for 15 years. Yeah, we had like 12 employees, and yeah, we did a lot of stuff. But also the companies, when it comes to veganism, they're doing this stupid plant-based stuff now. And that's just annoying as hell, because it's just a diet thing and it doesn't focus on the ethical aspect. So veganism is still such an important concept, where you understand that it's all about, the dimension, the ethical, the environmental, the health aspects. And you have those combined, and people are just, I think, occupied with other problems right now. A lot of crises, a lot of sort of things going on in the world where it's just dropped on the scale of things people care about. And we felt that,
You mentioned plant-based, and the I don't know. I feel like a lot of organizations and even restaurants are trying to get rid of the word vegan. They want plant-based because they feel like there's a stigma to the word vegan. And I think there's like a list of the kind of people that other people hate, and vegan is like number 1 or number 2. So that might be part of it. I don't know. I think another word I heard, who was it who said it? I saw it just yesterday online. James Cameron, filmmaker James Cameron, who you kind of look like, by the way. He said that he doesn't want to use plant-based anymore. He wants to use future-based, because he feels that everyone will be vegan in the future. I think that's silly. As much as I love James Cameron, he can make great movies, and I love that he's vegan, but that sounds silly to me. I get where he's coming from. There does seem to be a stigma with the word. Whenever, I tell people I'm vegan who, don't know me, I know that they're already thinking, okay, this guy's an asshole, because, there's that misconception about vegans.
Yeah.
So that might be part of it. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't know if that strategy is going to work. I think people are going to hate the idea of vegan, whether you call it vegan or plant-based or whatever. But yes, obviously vegan is much more, typically it's synonymous with ethical vegan as opposed to plant-based, which is strictly dietary. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a good try. I hope it works, but I don't think that's going to really change a whole lot of minds, unless the food's spectacular, but people still have to be willing to try it.
No, I'm glad you guys are like vegans talking shit and just, being so approachable. And so I really like the podcast, because it's like just, normal folks in quotation marks, I guess, just talking about stuff that keeps us going all day, and the questions we have, and that it's just common sense to go vegan, and just once you've sort of taken that step, how weird the rest of the world turns, you know? Like, whoa, okay,
It
what are we
does
still
seem like the
doing?
UK is a little more advanced than the US when it comes to veganism. It's like
You
I
think
keep
so?
reading these. Yeah, every now and then I'll read how McDonald's, for example, they have the McPlant in the UK, or at least in
Right.
certain parts of the UK, whereas in the United States, you're not going to get a vegan burger at McDonald's. It does seem like a lot of the, I'll use plant-based, a lot of the plant-based foods that are available in the UK aren't available here yet. I think even Domino's, or is it Pizza Hut, one of them, they offer vegan cheese, whereas they don't here. It's, I mean, I that's what it seems like, you know. But I'm saying this as an American, and like I told you before we began this interview, I haven't been to Switzerland since 2016, so it's been nearly 10 years. But yeah, it does seem like the U.S. is lagging behind the U.K. in that regard.
You think so?
I do.
Well,
What you're saying is true, Joey. I mean, when in our travels, me and Vanessa have seen more vegan options at the fast food restaurants, Kentucky Fried Chicken,
In Europe in general.
McDonald's, Europe in general, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the UK is just sort of the epicenter, or the big bang of veganism, you know, out of Brighton, etc., where the animal rights movement was strong, and then it's still so strong there. I was just last summer, we went to the vegan camp out in just north of London, and it was amazing. It was 8,000 people. I think it was actually bigger the years before, and to my knowledge, this is the biggest gathering of vegans like in the world. I think you guys have like Vegan Dale, and you have vegan fests, etc. I don't know what size they actually, or how many people they cater to or reach, but that's sort of for me an indication that, you know, the UK is still really strong, and that was just an amazing 4 or 5 days to go camping there and just be in a vegan bubble that you know, forget the rest of the world. All the artists were vegans, all the talks were vegan, all the food was incredible. I could really recommend that. Don't think there's anything comparable in the States from what I know.
Well, there's not. That is the biggest one. That is the biggest one, though. Vegan camp out. Vanessa, we should go to that one next year. I know our friends we met on the cruise. The last cruise we were on went to that. Their names were Angela and Richard from Australia.
Okay.
I don't know if you met them.
Oh,
but,
cool.
They were just on the cruise with us in Croatia and the Adriatic.
Okay.
So,
they also you do the Mekong. They are going. So
yeah. Okay.
Mekong,
Wow. Yeah.
Mekong.
That's a really great community. The travelers. Yeah. Meet across the world. You should, I think, and there's a lot of companies popping up here and there offering vegan cruises. Yeah, strictly vegan cruises, and I really like it because you're in that bubble and you don't have to. You're sort of sheltered from the rest of the world because everyone's on your side.
Well, let me tell you, after doing these, you know, we've done the vegan cruises twice. And right now, I just finished planning a trip for me and Vanessa, and actually, my mom is going to meet us in Canada, and we're going to Toronto, Montreal, and Quebec. And I'm really excited, Quebec City. But planning all that stuff, the trains, the hotels, and I haven't even looked too much at the restaurants, but it really reminds me of how awesome it is to go on the vegan cruise or any of these things that are all planned for you. You just show up basically, right. And a little bit you do your own stuff, but like it's so nice to have it all planned for you.
Yeah,
it really is the sort of the most comfortable way to travel. I've done a couple. I can send you some of the things I can really recommend, because it is easy, but I mean, it's become easier also with AI, like to organize, like, you know, a trip. There's some in Europe. We have a lot of like Vienna, Berlin, Munich, Milan, etc., Barcelona. They're incredible. I mean, you go there and there's like between 50 and 150 strictly vegan restaurants.
Wow.
So, and those are always just like 2 or 3 hour train rides apart. So you can, but once you go into the countryside, obviously it gets harder. And if you want to go and see some special sites, you know, or go to the Alps or whatever travel, it gets a little more difficult, and you got to check the websites and see if the hotels cater for you, or, you know, and it's still, unfortunately, the world's still very anti vegan friendly, as we all know.
Speaking of that, you would know better than I would. Jon and Vanessa would definitely know better than me. It seems, as I said earlier, the UK seems ahead of the United States as far as being vegan friendly. But what about outside the UK, such as Switzerland or Germany or Eastern European countries, especially Eastern European countries? They eat organs, so I don't think they're going to be as vegan friendly as the UK. Would you agree with that?
Well, Vienna used to be like and it still is. It has up to like 50 vegan restaurants, and the vegan scene is great. They just had a animal rights gathering there. They have a vegan society, the Austrians. But once you go to further eastern, Bulgaria, Hungary, Poland, etc., it does get. But even there, I've heard things in the bigger cities, obviously, that you can really get by. And Happy Cow is always, in your pocket, and if you plan like ahead, it's not a problem unless you go way off the beaten paths, I'd say. So I don't know. It's hard to compare to the States because I guess the distances are different. And a lot of vegan, especially the restaurants, have had a hard time. Another big, more or less the last chain that I know of in the German-speaking part of the world, they have just had to close like 3/4 of all their restaurants, and really, really painful because the investors were there and they just wanted the money. They weren't in it for the vegan game. They just wanted to see the dollars coming in, and I guess it's just a hard time. And now they've closed, and so it's hit and miss how long these places are still available.
That definitely sounds like here, because
right.
I don't know if it's because of, well, I mean, clearly the economy does play a big role, and post-COVID, who knows what the hell's going to happen, but it does seem, at least here in South Florida, I don't know so much about the rest of the country, but in South Florida, it does seem like a lot of vegan restaurants are closing down. And in New York, one of it's a world-renowned restaurant called 11 Madison.
Yeah,
it was 100% vegan, and then they started to add meat to their menu, and that's so sad. And I think the owner said something about how it's all about inclusivity or something, which is bullshit. I mean, if it's about money, say it's about money. Don't blow smoke up our asses. I don't believe for a second it's about inclusivity. That sounds ridiculous.
And he's a Swiss guy too.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
We were doubly embarrassed when he did that. We're like,
Oh.
Trust me, there are plenty of things Americans do that are embarrassing. Oh my God, Floridians especially. Oh.
Tell me about it. Yeah, like banning clean meat. I mean, what the flying hell is that all about? How can politicians, so obviously driven by the meat industry, bring up a ban on something that has the potential to help humanity survive the next decades by switching from animal-based foods to something that's way more efficient, doesn't cause any cruelty. And Florida, the only place on the planet that has actually banned that, from what I understand from afar. And I was like, just, oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah, Florida, we're in
America. You guys know about it?
Florida's
I didn't even. So Florida's the only state that has banned lab-grown meat.
From what I know, yeah,
know
or the first, or yeah.
I hear that Italy did that too last week.
Okay, yeah. So I guess it's
I hear that. You check just to make sure. But I hear that Italy did that too.
Check the shit we're talking.
So frustrating because I hate Florida. I don't plan on staying here much longer. I'll probably be out within the next 10 years. But one of my ideas was possibly moving to Italy. That's I'm half Italian. It was like, I'll move to Italy. Now I'm hearing this. It's like, what the hell's going on? I can't go anywhere I want to go.
Italy in general, I think, is a little bit harder. I don't know. I don't know all Italy, but the places we were during the cruise was hard
Yeah.
to find one option of a vegan gelato in all the cities we stopped.
Seriously? Okay.
Yeah, was not was not an
It was
easy
not easy.
place. Yeah, the good
I was
thing.
actually. I'm sorry, Vanessa. Go ahead.
No, the good thing is we had the cruise with all that good food inside, but outside didn't have options. So
When I went to Italy, it was 2016. I was kind of fed well. I mean, the only problem was I couldn't get vegan pizza. I did find one restaurant that had vegan pizza. The only, and since this was 2016, maybe that's part of the reason, but I remember going into a restaurant asking if they had vegan cheese. And the Italian server was like, "There's no such thing." Like, yes, there is. I mean, getting coffee with soy milk at the time was very easy. I don't think there was one place that didn't have soy milk. I don't know if they would have almond milk or oat milk being my preference today, but I would think that Italy's gotten better because when I went in 2016, they were actually pretty good.
Was a
Well,
big
Joey,
city?
you were also in large cities, correct?
That's true. I was in
Yeah.
Rome, Florence,
Yeah.
and what's the other one? The one I was disappointing, Venice.
Yeah, we were on.
The minimum
cruise
could
that we
get
were
is soy
on-
milk in these big cities. So, and you couldn't find a vegan pizza in these big cities. So,
This
can
was
you imagine the
2016,
rest?
though. This was 2016. I mean, at the time, what was out there? Daya, whatever it's called. I think that was the only one.
Yeah,
So
I
here
don't think
it
we ever
is.
had that.
I found in November 2023, Italy passed a law that prohibits the production, sale, and import of cultivated lab-grown meat.
Yeah.
Lame. So
Okay.
lame.
Italy.
Yeah. No, but I go to Italy at least once a year, and if you know where to go, if you plan ahead, like if you're not just traveling on the fly, it can be really nice. And I was just in Sardinia, and they had a vegan restaurant in the middle of Olbia, so I was like, and it's like a tourist place, so they do have it, and they're more on the health. They have more of the health aspect because people are lactose intolerant, and then they'll usually make it vegan as well. But I've gotten by pretty well with the planning, obviously.
Okay.
Right? So,
There's a hotel
Northern.
there that is vegan, I think.
right.
It is, no?
There's two. There's two from the same same group that does it, and it's really amazing. So if you ever make it, it's like on the Austrian-Italian border, and it's just there. Yeah, it's really, really recommendable. So, but anyway, if you have any questions about traveling around here, you can hit me up. Only
For sure.
$75 an hour.
That's super cheap. Oh my god.
Oh, do you guys
he
want?
does
I
live
brought
in
some gifts.
Switzerland. Switzerland's
Pardon?
very expensive. I said you live in Switzerland. It's very expensive. So 75
It's
is a bargain.
Right. But I did prepare for this podcast because I was so excited to be on this. As you see, I'm bringing gifts, and I brought some ideas for your future episodes. I don't know if you want to hear them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Ho ho ho. So I was thinking, talking shit. And what is shit? Shit is fertilizer, right? Usually in like the agricultural sphere. And dive into that, because once you understand like how much fertilizer we need even to grow plants, there's so many aspects to that. Like the whole world is like it's sort of made of, let me say the words again, shit, because nothing would grow without what it does and how fertilizer is generated. You can also make it artificially, but a lot more expensive.
Dude, you are speaking my language. I would love
There
an
we go.
entire episode dedicated to shit. John, Vanessa, I'm all for this. That's the next
All right,
episode.
cool. So already you like my present. Okay. And then fake meat is sort of my thing. I had a restaurant called Unmeat.
Love it.
Fortunately, I had to close it, but we made all this funky, like, alternative. You could get everything that was just in a vegan version. But there's also like this stuff coming up from unusual animals, like weird ass meat. You know what I'm talking about? Like these things that look like octopus legs have you had those? Or like
No.
scallops, or like you were saying, intestine stuff,
Yeah.
like haggis. I was in Scotland, they eat haggis. So there's a whole world out there that's going really like cured meat as well, and they're doing it in a vegan version. So that's an interesting topic. Okay, I
I
see
love
you.
that.
You're looking at me weird.
I love the creativity of that sort of thing. Like the fact that you can buy vegan hard-boiled eggs is amazing to me.
Yes. You guys have those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
never
you.
tried.
yeah, they're really good. I mean,
Who makes them?
it's a company called Wonder something. It's a woman-owned
Okay,
company.
Okay. Send it to me,
And
please.
yeah, sure. Wonder eggs. They come in deviled or regular. They're
God.
different flavors. But I'm a huge fan. And look,
Yep.
I haven't had eggs in 13 years, but from what I remember, it tastes just like hard-boiled eggs and does have the texture.
You could do, you could do a whole episode just on eggs. I mean, first of all, eggs are the worst thing in the world because so many animals are tortured for them, right? People think, oh, eggs, yeah, whatever. It's like unimaginable what we do to these birds. Also for their meat, but also for eggs. We kill the male chicks as soon as they're born. They're shredded up alive, just so we keep the females so they can give eggs on a daily basis till they're spent after a year, and we make the lights go on and off unnaturally, so they think their day cycle is faster, and so they lose their bones, they fall forward. It's one of the most horrific industries on the planet, also from the amount of individuals that are obviously affected. So, but I'm on a better note. I'm a huge fan. I don't know if you guys are allowed to say company names. I guess you just did, but I'm such a Just fan. I love their mayonnaise. I've actually just had some shipped to me, like illegally from the States. But if you ever come over, please bring me buckets full of Just mayonnaise, please.
Yeah, I think that's actually
Thank
my
you.
favorite one. I've tried a couple of the vegan mayo, and even I think Hellman's, which is the main mayonnaise company. They have a vegan version, but nothing beats Just Mayo.
I don't know what they put in there, but it's just addictive.
Drugs?
Oh, you know what else I love? You know how Just Egg, they have like the folded scrambled egg.
No, we don't have it. We don't have it.
Oh,
Don't make
so
don't no.
I remember Rafi saying that he was jealous because we had Just Eggs and
Yes.
amazing. I make myself little breakfast sandwiches with the vegan sausage and the vegan cheese. It is amazing. The Just Egg is a miracle.
Please bring.
We're going to visit Switzerland pretty soon because Jon and I always talk about it. But because your stories, I fell in love for Switzerland. Every single stories that show the views you guys have, it's unbelievable. And also he's saying about we have Just Eggs, but they have so much more cool different foods around there because Rafi all the time he posts and he made me jealous about it. We don't have so many options.
Do you guys have fondue? Is that a thing?
We have fondue. I mean, if you go to the Melting Pot, the Melting Pot is a huge restaurant here. It's expensive, and you go there. It's a 3-hour. You're sitting there for 3 hours.
Oh wow!
And I don't know if they do it anymore, but they actually at one point had a vegan menu. I don't know if they still do, but they would have the vegan cheese and the vegan stuff that you could dip into the oil. Yeah. Again, I don't know if they still do it, but
But if you came over, I would introduce you or invite you to a great fondue feast because that's something. The melted cheese is sort of our thing. The raclette as well. It's like these slices that you put in a little oven and it sort of cooks and boils, and then you put it over potatoes. So that's what they do here, and they've made some great vegan versions. And that's what usually Christmas time. That's what we have over here a lot. This kind of melted cheese. So, and the whole place stinks for about 3 days, but that's just part of part of the feast, I guess.
If it smells like melted cheese, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little weird actually, but yeah.
Rafi,
we are going to let you keep your subject.
Are you guys going to Scandinavia soon?
Yes, yes, we're planning a vegan trip to Norway, which is something
Very
that
cool.
maybe see the Northern Lights, and it's with the vegan travel crew, and really looking forward to that. Yeah, just yeah, as I said, I love traveling in that bubble. I mean, you could do it on our own. We're taking the train all the way up, which is like a 4-day trip, and then stopping in between in the bigger cities like Copenhagen and Hamburg, and they have huge vegan options. And I always like to get out of Switzerland too. Switzerland is beautiful, as you say. I really have to admit that we have the mountains, we have the lakes, we have the views like all in a short distance from each other. So it's always like an hour ride in any direction. You can be up on a glacier, or you can be not. We don't have any beaches. Obviously, we don't have any seas or oceans around us. So all we have is lakes. But not like Florida. That's just only beaches, more or less.
Beaches are overrated.
Beaches are overrated. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like Brazil. The beaches
Yeah,
here,
there we go.
definitely not. Brazil has better beaches. But have you done other travel with that company? You told me that you're doing the Norway travel.
Yeah, they actually do tours in Switzerland.
Oh,
They have two tours in Switzerland. I don't know if they're sold out already, but they take people through Lucerne, and then in the Italian speaking part, and then I'm not sure if they go to Italy, but yeah, I can give you guys the link so you can. A lot of people from the States come over, from Canada. There's 2 Canadians running it, and so they know the drill. They also do Greece and Bali and all these
yeah.
places all
I'm
over
in
the
the
world.
list of Japan from them. It's all
Yeah.
sold out. I think they have 2 trips for next year, and I'm in the waiting list. Let's see.
Mm.
Let's see
I
if I
wish there
can
was
get my spot to Japan.
but maybe you guys could found like an American or North American travel agency.
We've talked about that. Like, I don't know how realistic it is, but Jon, Vanessa, and I were like tossing around the idea of starting a vegan cruise company. Look, I don't know anything about business. I leave that to Jon and Vanessa, but we did toss around the idea.
Wow.
Well, I've spoken to Dirk about it. Our friend Dirk
Okay.
from Vegan Travel, who does
Right.
vegan cruises all over the United States. Sorry, all over Europe, and he's doing them in Asia a little bit. And what he has said is it's so much more expensive here. It could be done, like it could be done in the Great Lakes up north. They're beautiful, and there's a lot of rivers that go through the lakes, in the Midwest, like through Chicago and Wisconsin and Michigan and up to New York, and then also Canada. Like even like our cruise that we're going on, our trip we're going on in Canada, like there's rivers all throughout Toronto and Montreal and Quebec. So it could be done. But what Dirk said, it is a lot more expensive.
Okay.
What I thought would be a good idea, and me and Vanessa and our other friend Virginia have talked about this a lot, is like vegan weekends. Like start small and do, you go, you come here, you do it in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, right? You do it in New York, LA. And I think a lot more people can commit to like 3 or 4 days, right? Because there are a lot of people. Every time I look on the web, there's nothing in North America. There's sometimes you find a little bit, but most of them are in Europe. There's 4 or 5 travel companies in Europe.
Right, and there's also the vegan tours on, I think it's even not Amazon, TripAdvisor or something. You can we'd be in Croatia somewhere, and there's 1 or 2 guys that would take you around just in an afternoon to all the restaurants and show you the sites as well. And you pay like $30-40, and you get to eat something everywhere, and you just get a sort of hands-on local approach to what all the vegan. So if you had that in the state, I would go, and then sign up for that and just get to know the hottest vegan spots, maybe see some sites for a day or for an afternoon, and that they're always sold out. And it's a great way to know a place that you don't know yet, instead of just searching by yourself.
Oh, for sure. And like Los Angeles and New York have so many vegan options. and Seattle and Portland. I mean, there's a lot of places. Vancouver, even when we went to Vancouver, we found a lot of options.
Okay.
I think what we're talking about is like, I think this is good for our listeners to really hone in on here. It's like this is the vegan community here, and sometimes you need to, as vegans, we're 1%, right, of the world, or 3% maybe, right? And you have to make a commitment to find other vegans. In South Florida, we met Joey and some other our vegan friends through the Meetup app. We've said it many times, and we just showed up at a restaurant and met a bunch of vegans. I mean, last night we had an event where we had 7 or 8 of us, and you have to do things like that because it's difficult. If you're a vegan, you're usually the only one, or you have maybe one other friend, and it's hard. You have to go to these events, and traveling is a great way too if you can afford it. I mean, it's not cheap. We're talking about like first world problems here when we're talking about this city or that country's better. But
the social aspect is, and I think each one of us can add our part to it as well. I mean, we have a thing here where people like just invite people over. They say I'm having a vegan fondue night, or I'm going to this restaurant. Does anyone want to come along? And I'll reserve, and I think you guys do something along those lines as well. And it's just, and then you have to, do your share, because we're few doing still, not at every street corner, the vegans, but I think there's enough out there to make you have a comfortable life and to be together with like-minded people. I still really believe that. And
today I plan one vegan gingerbread house here, but half of the people that confirmed canceled. So I'm kind of a little bit frustrated for my event in the afternoon.
But you always have to ask for the fees. We'd start asking for the fees in advance. So even if people don't show up, you've committed and you have to pay. So that usually works.
Rafi, if you're okay with it, I'd like to get back to the gifts that you're giving us.
The
topic was a real nugget.
Putting back the subject. Oh, I'm surprised, Joey.
Wait, but I just have some
he
ideas.
Talks about shit, so obviously I wanted to get back on it. He knows what he's talking about.
I think you've never covered vegan contraception.
That's great. You're right. We've never covered that. That's awesome. Obviously, you don't want to use lambskin condoms.
We all need some sexy time, so maybe that's a topic. But
excellent.
That's just okay. Good. Then I have, what else do I have? I have wild animal suffering.
Yes.
There's a mind funk for you, because that's a topic of. Okay. Ooh.
I mean, whenever you see pictures of these big time CEOs, like with a dead lion next to them holding a rifle, it's like, who are you trying to impress with your small penis? I mean, it's really, really upsetting. And it's like, what's the point? Like, really, there's glory in that? It's really, really stupid, and it's infuriating when I see that.
The topic is really, really broad, and it's a blind spot for many of us when we look at sort of the suffering on the planet. So anyone who has the balls to delve into it, go for it, and thank me later, because it's a real mind bender.
So maybe you could do that, Rafi, because I don't know if you have enough knowledge on that.
There's a lot of good information out there on the topic, and only a few people who are really strong enough to stand up for it, because it's a very, very controversial topic, and it takes veganism to like another level about the reducing suffering aspect. And I'm not the person to do that. I just wanted to, it would cover 45 minutes easily just to talk about those aspects. But maybe you'll find someone, or maybe at a certain. These are just ideas that came across. I mean, something else that's sort of, I think, is very central to being a vegan, or that has sort of shaped me, is the effective altruism. I don't know if that's a concept you guys have heard of. It's like doing good, but doing it right, or doing it the most effective way we can, because a lot of what we think that we're doing would help others is not really, it doesn't stand the test of being when it comes to numbers, or when it comes to even argumentation why we do something. So effective altruism is really, really interesting concept. I'd be glad to give you links, etc. But it is a little deeper. But a lot of people, especially during the holiday season, are like, oh, I want to do some good. I want to help others. I want to be a better person. I might have some extra money and I'll donate it to X, Y, and Z. But why would I choose this or that organization? And those questions, I think, are really central to, because especially us who want to like reduce suffering, have a limited amount of resources, very limited amount of time. And so we want to, if we want to make have the biggest impact, we want to, direct those funds and our energy towards something that is doing the most good.
I mean, send us those links, please.
Okay, cool. What else do I have? Dystopia. Is that a concept you guys have heard about?
Yeah, there are a lot of dystopian movies.
No,
with a V, Vistopia.
Oh, Vistopia. Okay, now that definitely I don't know what that is.
But it plays on dystopia, and it has that vegan aspect. So when you turn vegan, you suddenly have this new sort of view of the world, and you go through this phase that's called Vistopia, or she calls it. I mean, it was coined by this psychologist, I think, and a lot of us go through that, right? When you first, unveil the truth behind what's happening to animals in the agriculture sector, and then you go through all these emotional states. A lot of us go through these same steps dealing with this, and it's a very interesting concept. So especially for people who are new or just looking back, or how did I deal with it, and how do I deal with it in my daily life as well, knowing that there's so many horrific things going on. How do I keep a sane mind, and how do I still have a life that's that has joys in it and fun, without always thinking about these.
That does seem like a
things.
really good topic, and I mean, not to toot our horns, but that sounds like kind of perfect for us, because it's such a huge and almost bummer of a topic. But I think if we I wouldn't say make light of it. Let me try to rephrase that. But if we can somehow make it kind of more accessible and less heavy, because I think that's actually a really, really, because I think we've all felt it. When Jon and Vanessa talk about it a lot, like Thanksgiving, when it's Thanksgiving and there's that disappointment of seeing your family eating, what's essentially a carcass. And, when you watch the vegan documentaries, it's hard not to feel that dystopia, and how am I really making a difference? Like, it's a bummer, and that is a very, very real thing you're describing. So yeah, I think that's a great idea for a topic.
Maybe. I mean, you guys, I love the way you're so candid about everything, and you just talk about, your daily stuff and movies and all that. I love that. Because it's not like a lot of podcasts, and I have to say, I had a podcast myself 20 years ago, a vegan the first German-speaking podcast in the German-speaking part of the world, and we had like 60 episodes, and we tried to keep it really serious and sort of, this is the problems with milk, and this is the problems. We did have we did keep it lighter on some notes, but I just like the aspect that you're not being preached to in a podcast. You guys are just talking about whatever. So maybe some of these topics are too serious, but those are just the gifts I brought. So,
well, we appreciate it, because I mean, after nearly 60 episodes, actually, I think at this point it's more than 60 episodes. I think may have exhausted every topic. And as I've told them, like, to me, topics are irrelevant. It's basically just an excuse to talk shit. And if we happen to touch on the topic, great, but I don't really give a shit. So awesome. The topics are placeholders, but every now and then I do think it's important to actually talk about vegan stuff, as Vanessa so valiantly tries to steer us back toward the topic, as I'm like, comic books, Batman, the Terminator 7 is coming out. No one gives a shit except for maybe 1% of our 1%.
They are the cool guys, Rafi, and I'm the hated from the non-vegans.
No one has ever called me cool, so thank you, Vanessa.
No, you guys are the cool guys. You have like so much different topics to talk about, and I'm the annoying one.
No, don't change it. You guys are just a great trio. I love it. And if you have guests over, guests are always cool. I have a whole list of people that could be of interest, but also the financial stuff you're talking about on the earlier episode. I really think that's super interesting. I have quite a few. I have a few links I could send you on that, at least what's happening in Europe on the sort of impact investing and vegan investing. There's quite a bit going on there. If you guys need that, or I can stay in the background anytime. We're connected. If you need any information from this side of the pond, I'm always happy to deliver with Billy hat.
Thank you, Rafi. Thank you.
Thank you guys for inviting me. It's been fun.
All right,
I love your earring, by the way. It's
that is very cool.
Very cool.
Christmas time.
Are those actual piercing? Is that a piercing?
No. I'm not pierced. No.
Yeah,
I even have some Christmas trimmings.
That looks vegan, like a vibrator, dude.
No. It's chocolate. Let me prove it to you. It's Christmas. What do you call it? The things you hang on the Christmas tree?
Ornaments. Okay.
Dude, that looks worse than a vibrator.
Oh, wow. Rafi, I don't think I can get this stuff vegan here.
What?
I don't think so.
I'd probably melt if I sent it to you. But it's great. You can eat the Christmas tree. So
it started off looking like a pocket rocket, and now it looks like a turd that you're eating.
So for our listeners, Rafi's eating a chocolate Christmas tree. It looks like,
no, it's like an ornament.
It's like a pine cone, like a chocolate pine cone ornament.
The stuff you hang on your Christmas tree. It's all different.
Yeah.
Don't you guys have the edible stuff on the Christmas tree? No.
Well, typically the edible thing that hangs on a Christmas tree is a candy cane. Never seen that.
Oh.
That's
like
yeah. That is basically make us feel jealous, because I don't have that at all. I don't think I use search, but I don't think I can get that at all. It's pretty sad.
It's really nice. They have this. This is a new version this year. Very nice. Sorry about that. I would have shared, but we're not in the same part of the world.
That's okay. You survive. Like you guys build the gingerbread houses too, or not? Like is a Switzerland thing to do it?
Not houses. We just have like they're flat and they look like people.
Oh, like little gingerbread snaps, ginger snaps.
Snaps, I guess, yeah.
But not
gingerbread houses. Is an American thing.
Gingerbread men. They're called like gingerbread men.
You're right.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm thinking ginger snaps because I'm trying to buy on Ultra 4K disc the movie Ginger Snaps. Such a great horror movie. I don't know if either of you have seen it. It's not one of the most well-known horror movies, but Ginger Snaps is a great movie. My one little movie reference.
This is a record. We're 55 minutes in, and Joey started talking about movies. I thought we were going to go through an episode where there was no movie talk or no comics talks, comic book talks, but nope.
No, this cannot happen. Never.
Yeah, I tried to practice restraint, but it didn't last.
I don't think so.
So before we wrap things up, Rafi, is there anything else you'd like to say? Some final words or?
Yes. Keep talking shit. I love it. Spread the word, Let's keep the world a little less shitty.
That's a tall order, but we'll certainly try.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me on.
Can we steal that as our tagline? Keep the world a little less shitty.
Go ahead.
That's true. we could probably.
Go ahead. I'll send you the bill later.
Awesome. So, Jon, Vanessa,
75,000, no?
What happened?
the bill he sent later. So probably 75,000.
Rafi is an expensive guy, but worth every penny.
Yeah.
So Jon, Vanessa, any final words, or are we good?
No, I just want to thank you very much for accepting the invite, and say hi to Monica. I miss you both. I want to see you guys again. You're like a very nice couple that we had the lucky to meet. And yes, and I'm happy that we still have in some ways you guys in our life, even if it's from internet, only Instagram stuff. But I hope to see you guys again soon.
Same here.
I think Vanessa's crying.
No. I cry for everything. Yes, I cry for soap operas. I cry for movies. I cry for everything. But no, I'm not crying. You can look in my eyes.
I want to echo Vanessa's words, and thank you, Rafi. It's a pleasure. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I'm so happy that we're still connected, and I know we will see each other again, and hope maybe on a vegan cruise pretty soon.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and Rafi, it was great meeting you and learning all about you. Jon and Vanessa had some glowing things to say about you, and I'm glad to have finally gotten the opportunity to meet you. And this was awesome. It was educational, and I appreciate the gifts you got us.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
All right. So for Vegans Talking Shit, I'm Joey.
I'm Jon.
I'm Vanessa.
And
I'm Rafi.
And we are out of here. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Ciao.